We must therefore look for our gold in history, ancient texts, etymology, religion, and strangely, science. A new outlook, taken from original sources, will hopefully highlight any problem areas with our new discoveries and the additional connections and theories that will always and forever surround them. The Holy Grail is now fundamentally a European idea, although the origins, as we know, are to be found all over the world. The Celtic and Christian legends are simple adaptations and the overlaying of new ideas onto old truths. All this serving to hide the real facts even deeper from us, whether by design or accident. While we make our way to the real meaning of the Grail, we cannot help but touch upon the Gnostic ideology, which points towards the esoteric and enlightenment aspects of the Grail myths. The Gnostics say that it is a spiritual quest of self-fulfillment and discovery. It is this explanation that the modern reader can most relate to, and it is for this reason that explanations such as this are popular today, as they were in the past. However, the origin of the Grail legend was in a different age, when such ideas were the remit of the chosen few, the priest, the bishop, and the master of the craft. These chosen few utilised such arcane language to hide the real source identity of the Grail in symbolism, much like the practical, alchemical texts hide the truth of Gnostic enlightenment. In the end, to whichever idea we attach ourselves, they all point to one unique and simple conclusion. We can obtain eternal life through the Grail. It is part and parcel of the myth that one level leads us yet to a deeper level, that we ourselves as the reader or searcher are on that journey. This journey belongs in part to the Gnostic tradition, a tradition older than history dares to suggest. This Gnostic idea about life hides the truth behind symbolic images and strange language. It dare not step too much into the literal world, where it would compete with the stark order, and in the same way it dare not step too much into the source of the mystery, so as to reveal it. It requires the language of mystery to connect with our supposed spiritual side. Many of the great people we look back to in the religious sphere were born from mysticism. Through their own experiences, these mystics relay to us the religious or mystical information in languages and symbols that many of us find difficult to interpret properly. After all, the popular ideas relating to the Holy Grail come to us from a time when life revolved around religion, which itself had originated in a rare and mystical experience which had been behind the religious impulse of man throughout history. In other words, most, if not all, of the religions of the world began in the Gnostic or mystical tradition associated with an experience. It's true that a leader or mystic with a conceptualized idea about life would influence many with his knowledge and profundity, a knowledge which came from some initial truth, possibly the same source which has given us the Grail. History and propaganda also adds into the story of the Grail. It often depends upon what is the most popular story at any given time as to which edition makes its way into the original legend. Frequently, popular stories are made to be popular by the propagandists behind them, and those that are unpopular or against the wishes of those in power